Well, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name is Louie. I hope you're having yourself a fantastic day. A little bit of a more relaxed video today. We're going to go through a big collection I bought. We're going to go through some of the stuff I got at our Pokemon trade night in Hurricane, West Virginia this week. I'm going to share with you some of the sorcery grades I got back. This is a little hodgepodge of a video. We're going to talk about a bunch of different games. But the heart of the video is that I received this really cool letter from a new patron, I guess a new Discord member. And I want to share it with you, and I just think it's cool, the heart behind it. We're not going to read the whole thing, but I want to introduce myself. My name is Lou. He's writing it to me, Louie, but he spells his name a little differently. And he says, I've been watching your YouTube videos and joined your Discord as a blue wizard. We do have an open Discord, everyone. You can go to KitchenTableTCG.com, join the Discord server, and then there are different tiers if you want to support, but that's not mandatory. The reason I'm writing this is that I like what you're trying to accomplish. You remind me of a good friend of mine that passed away almost 3 years. I'm sorry, my friend. He gave me this collection of war games and 200 plus and another couple hundred magazines. He had a game store in Albuquerque that started in 1979. Dang, that's got to be one of the first game stores in the country. 1979. Wow. In a distribution business. Most of this accrued in the 1990s. Anyway, so he says he got a bunch of Magic the Gathering cards. A year and a half ago, he received over 20 boxes of games from his friend, and he didn't have the heart to go through them because stuff that he played together. But he found a box of the Dark full of singles, and we're going to talk about that. And then he found about 10 to 15 beta unlimited. Also have a box of the Dark sealed, which is just wild, and a few booster packs of Arabian Nights. Why the reach? For what I've seen on YouTube, you seem to be trying to blend commercial side along with the connection to the people who love and play Magic. Someone who helped a trading card game get started. I have a small unlimited laser print. So the heart of this, anyway, I don't want to read the whole thing, but the heart of this was that he had a friend that he connected with and that taught him about games. And I wanted to remind you all that this is what this is about. Magic the Gathering would not have been successful without the Gathering. We all talk about collecting and investing and trading cards, but this is the type of thing that matters, is the connection to people. You can't sacrifice that for the collection and for the investment and that kind of thing. So as we go through these cards, I just want to remind you that like the gathering part of Magic is why the game was successful. And if you want to find success in your life, you need to remember that it's also about people and your interactions with people. So thank you, Lou, for reminding me about that, and I just wanted to share it with you all. So let's take a look at some of these cards. He told me I can do whatever I want with these, so I'm going to give away some of these in the Discord server today. So join the Discord server. Go to KitchenTableTCG.com for that. Beautiful artwork on the Dark cards. I always thought the Dark was such a really cool set. I would love to have a full set of the Dark. That would be something I would love to collect. I just think the artwork is so cool. The cards have obviously gotten power creeped out, and there's a couple that are, still see play. I think it wasn't Bad Moon or whatever. Blood Moon, isn't that originally the Dark? Fissure, man, the artwork is just iconic. Target land or creature is buried. Gaia's Touch. Man, the artwork is just Mark Poole. You got Dark Heart of the Wood. I mean, it's just so Christopher Rush artwork, Marsh Goblins. I love the old Magic artwork. Look at this giant shark. Tell Josh we got another giant shark for him. Holy Light. I mean, the artwork, Drew Tucker, Mark Poole. These are iconic names. It's cool to see these names now in Sorcery doing artwork too. Ashes to Ashes, Dust to Dust. Man, it's just this theme was a really cool set. So we'll give away some of this stuff in the Discord server. Again, Lou, thanks for reminding me that this is about the gathering. This is about the friendships we meet along the way. This YouTube channel has been through up and down and a bunch of different things, and the relationships we made online is really important to me. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, Lou, we'll give away some of those in the Discord server in the next couple weeks. Let's get into some of the stuff. So we had a Pokemon trade night this week. So we're gonna do Pokemon. We're going to do a huge Magic trade-in with a Dualist magazine. This is going to be a little bit of a long video. Some graded cards, so strap in, everybody. We also have Sorcery grades. I mean, we're going to have a lot of fun today. So we had a Pokemon trade night this weekend at Game Grove. I wanted to share some of the things I walked away with. This was actually a pretty big trade that somebody wanted some Lorcana sealed, and somebody wanted some an XY Evolutions booster box. So that's like some of what this was. But I wanted to talk to you guys about my philosophy on Pokemon. First, we got the Umbreon VMAX Alt Art. This is the obviously the Moonbreon that everybody wants. I did pick up a PSA 10 of these way back when they were about 750. Now BGS 10, this is an interesting thing in Pokemon. BGS 10 will hold a premium over a PSA 10, even though Pokemon people prefer PSA. The 10 is much harder to accomplish in BGS. So this is about an $800 card in a PSA 10, but it's about an $1,100 card in a BGS 10. So kind of cool. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I kind of prefer the PSA one, to be honest. I don't love BGS slabs, the size of them, but this is a pretty good one. This is a 310s and a 9.5. Now, I want to talk about my philosophy on Pokemon. I don't collect a lot of modern slabs. Modern slabs do really, really well in the store. When I put this up in the store, it won't last very long. This Blastoise in a 10. Now, the Moonbreon, that might be an exception to the rule here. It's just such an iconic card for this kind of generation of Pokemon. But like when I put this Blastoise up there, it won't last very long. These cards sell much faster as a business than the vintage. But I don't see as much of an investability or collectability in these because of the amount of which they are printed and the amount of which come back as 10s and the grades and that kind of thing. I tend to put my money personally into more vintage stuff. But I do love the artwork, and I do find myself even more recently wanting to collect some of the artworks and stuff from the iconic Pokemon that I love. But this will probably end up for sale. I'll probably end up selling the Moonbreon. I think I have the PSA 10 already. 2 copies of this is too many for me, just in case they do reprint or something like that. But pretty cool. Cool stuff. All right, so now we got the vintage. These are the things. Actually, this Dragonite, I actually have a PSA 9 first edition. So this one already has a new home. Congrats to the new homeowner. I think it's Adam. Adam, are you buying it? I think you're buying it. So congrats to you, my friend, the Dragonite. But then we have a first edition Dark Dragonite. And so I vastly prefer first edition. Obviously, the supply was way lower. Now Rocket might be not that much lower than Unlimited, to be honest, but the first edition marker obviously holds a lot. And Dragonite's my favorite Pokemon, so I don't remember if I have another one of these. This might end up sticking in the collection. I know I have a full Rocket set in my binder, but I don't know if I have one of these graded. So this might stick around until I can get a PSA 9 or maybe an upgrade to a 10 someday. But really cool, iconic card. Dragonite, my favorite Pokemon. These are 2 really cool artworks of Dragonite too, iconic cards, and just really cool to have that. And then my daughter came to the trade night for the first time. Okay, she's 4. My daughter came to the trade night, and her favorite Pokemon is Mew, and I was able to trade for this Mew star in her name. So this will be hers when she gets older. I'll give her. I've got a whole collection for her. I can't wait for her to see it, and when she can actually understand its importance. But gold stars, very, very collectible. A lot of people really, really hunt these and collect these. BGS 8, pretty good on this. The corners are the lowest grade. I don't think this would upgrade anywhere. It'll probably just stay a BGS 8. I don't think this could get a 9 in PSA just because of the corners. They're pretty rough on PSA is pretty rough on vintage. But the gold star is a huge card, a huge thing that people collect, and Mew is a Pokemon that just gets more important and just gets more collectible as it's like kids love it. Anyway, my daughter she really was eyeing this, so I made a cool trade for it. And she gets to know she has it, and that's pretty cool. And then the last one wasn't at trade night, so that was at our Pokemon trade night, which was just a night for people to come in and hang out and trade cards with each other in the community, completely free. We do giveaways and that kind of stuff. It was a lot of fun. It was really cool, and I came out pretty good this time. It was fun. All right, and then this was from an online trade. I actually had a Charmander of this already, and so when I saw these posted, I kind of took an opportunity to hop in and grab them. PSA 10 first edition base set starters. We got Pikachu. This is the yellow cheeks. Obviously, the red cheeks Pikachu would be much more expensive, but these are still in the $1,500 to $2,000 range. These are expensive cards for first edition in PSA 10. And like I said, PSA, and we even have two of the, it's funny, these are uncommons, and they are the evolutions, but they're worth less than the, the iconic starter Pokemon. So I'm just missing the Charmeleon now in my collection, because I already have the, I have a Charmander over there. But really cool. Again, these are, for vintage Pokemon, I just see them as such safe bets. I don't see a world where vintage Pokemon like this, first edition base set of the most iconic trading cards in the world, suffer from value. And for me, it's a really cool kind of place to park some capital, place to put some energy, and a place to just have some really cool collection that hopefully I can pass down to my kids, and something that they will enjoy as much as I enjoy as we grow up together. I actually have a dream of having like a shared YouTube channel with my daughter, where we'll do some Pokemon content someday. So maybe you'll see that as she gets older, if she wants to. I'm not going to force that upon her, but it's just really cool to collect this stuff, knowing that she's coming down the line and have some stuff for her and my other daughter. So it's just, she's older, so right now she's into it. But we got, for some reason, we got May the Zoo Be With You going on in the background. That's weird. All right, that's enough Pokemon for you all. Let's get back to the Magic. Sorry, I get excited when I talk about Pokemon. All right, so for Magic, we've got a big lot here. This is a bunch of slabs, which I don't typically buy, but I had a good friend reach out to me and say, hey, are you interested in this stuff? And he was moving on from quite a large collection. So we worked out a deal. I also have my first artist prints. I've never had these. Now, I'm not sure that I really am the right person to own these, to be honest. Amy Weber, really cool artist prints here. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. I think is that Stonehenge. So I don't have many artist prints. This is not something that I typically collect. I just thought it would be a cool thing to gather in the deal. Time Elementalist here. Artist prints, so I know a lot of people really like them. There's definitely a market for this stuff. It's definitely more niche, where finding a buyer is probably harder, but the supply of them is also a lot lower. So just another thing to diversify the Magic portfolio, I guess you could say, and something that opens up trades to other people who value this stuff. This goes back to that community element. With Magic, there's people who really like artist prints, and it's cool to be able to interact with that side of the community when I don't typically do that. So really cool stuff. Again, not something that for me, I really hold in a collection, but as somebody who just really understands the value of this stuff, I think it's really, really cool. So I wanted to share those. And then we got just a bunch of slabs. We've got PSA 10 revised. Now, like, grading revised is kind of wild to me. I don't know. There's a ton of revised cards. But you listen, there's definitely a premium on them. If you can find a buyer, that's kind of the hard part. PSA 10 on the Wrath of God. We got a PSA 8 Alpha Fireball. Beautiful card. I'm a big fan of grading Alpha. Now, I'm not Rudy from Alpha Investments. Obviously, he's trying to pick up all the 10s and whatever. For me, it's just a cool card. Fireball. I'm not sure even what an Alpha 8 holds a premium. I'm sure it holds some sort of premium in an 8. Certainly not a significant premium over near mint, something like that. But Alpha Fireball, really cool. Then we got a stack of Demonic Tutors, again, revised. This one, not BGS. So anything like this, I basically value as raw, as a near mint, because the grading company basically doesn't have any premium. But BGS, there would be a premium. I think the Demonic Tutors revalued at like $200 or something like that. I don't remember. There's a couple more of them in here. Iconic card, really, really cool. This is a great first step for a collector who's getting into like seal or graded collection. It's just an entry level that's a pretty cheap entry ramp, and it's an iconic card that people would like to display. But also, it's not a card that you want to crack open if you really wanted to put in a deck and have like a really minty version of it. We got some legends here, Caracas, obviously, and Living Plane. Beautiful card. Enchant World. Let's get this one out of the sleeve. Caracas, I'm sure you've seen. It's been reprinted a million times. Living Plane, I can't remember if this is reserved list or not. Treat all land and play as both lands and 1/1 creatures. They may not be tapped for mana the first turn. They are brought into play. Really cool artwork there, too. Anyway, getting Legends cards in BGS 9.5 is pretty rare. It's not really every day that you see that. Here's the Wretched, another Legends card. in 9/5, Summon Wretch. Look at that artwork. Who did that? Christopher Rush. Look at that. That's crazy. The end of combat, take control of all creatures that block the Wretch. The Wretch does not tap or untap these creatures. You lose control of these creatures if the Wretch leaves play or if you lose control of the Wretch. Iconic, really beautiful artwork there. And obviously Christopher Rush. Nevi's Disc, another iconic card. This one is revised as well in the 9/5. We've got the Red Elemental Blast. Again, alpha, this is beta, sorry. Yeah, I couldn't see it from it wasn't focused. Seeing beta in 9/5, alpha in 8, those are really hard grades to get for an age where you just beat up your cards. So the condition of this stuff is crazy. Revised Soul Ring in a 9/5. These are, again, really great starters for collectors who want to get into, this is a 9/5 quad plus too, who want to get into collecting graded cards. This is a good entry ramp as they are iconic cards and the price point is not absurd. You're talking a couple $100 versus, you know, buying something that's way more expensive. Revised Demonic Tutor in a 9, not going to hold a lot of premium for a 9 in CGC. We're burning through the magic here. Brain Geyser, again, revised in a 9/5. Not going to hold a ton of premium, but there is some premium in a 9/5 for revised. Mana Vault, and the sales are few and far between, but this is kind of some of the things that you'll find somebody who wants them, and it's just fun to collect them too. I just think, you know, so many of these cards are beat up because people weren't playing with sleeves. Even in revised, it's hard to find those. And you got a Brain Geyser 9/5 and a Copy Artifact in a 10, absolutely minty condition. Then we've got the Birds of Paradise spec. I don't know what this dude was doing, but holy moly, he was specking hard on Birds of Paradise, all of which will probably just go up for sale on my website because I don't know, I'm not going to spec on a Dominaria remastered foil. I don't know, seems wild to me. I don't know if he was going to grade these. It kind of looks like he's got them in Card Saver 1s. Kind of looks like he was going to grade them, but they will not be graded by me. Again, Modern Magic, not something that I would grade, not something that I really. Same with you know, Modern Pokemon. I guess a little different than Modern Pokemon in that Modern Magic has a lot more utility as non-graded, but just kind of similar vein there. And then we have a really cool thing, the Dualist magazines. I don't know, let me know if you want me to do a live stream or something where we go through these. These things are so freaking cool though. This one is has an interview with Richard Garfield, has the first expansion of Arabian Nights, 5-player Magic too. And I was just looking through these. These are really, really, really cool. And I would love to maybe someday, you know, he had sent me a couple of these in the past. We had done a trade. He had sent me a couple more. This one's actually older though. I would love to do just a live stream where we just read through this if there's enough interest on the channel. Let me know in the comment section. It's just really cool to talk about it. You know, these interviews with Richard Garfield from Halloween of 1993, where he was and his ideas of the game, and just kind of critiquing that compared to where we are now is really cool. When I read through this, it's super interesting. You know, do you think that with the release of other Deckmaster products, Dominia will become a larger part of the way people play the game? And it's all focused on the regions and stuff like that. Really cool, really interesting. You know, you got really cool artwork in here. You got stuff of, you know, it's just cool. Well, maybe someday we'll look at it. But I hope if you guys are interested in that, you'll let me know. If not, we will just not do it, because no point in me just doing it if you guys don't want it. Next issue is Antiquities, Legends in the Dark. Man, I'd love to get my hands on a couple more of those because it was a lot of fun looking through it. All right, let's finish up. We got a bunch of games here. We're going into the Sorcery. I bought another box. I've got another one, I think, on the way. I've got a bunch of people reaching out. If you want to sell your Sorcery boxes, if you want to sell anything to me, reach out to me. KitchenTableTCG@gmail.com. Sorcery, Magic, Pokemon, always buying stuff. We're going to do another box break, hopefully Tuesday night, just so you guys all know. Hopefully I get another one in. I think I have some beta on the way. But I got my grades back, and I was kind of disappointed about them. Oh, I also did a pretty cool trade with somebody who wanted a couple other things from me. We got ourselves another Alpha Foil Pathfinder, and we got ourselves another Alpha Foil Mirror Realm. So these are not part of the... this will actually probably go in the binder as, you know, my full collection. I have this one graded. I can't remember if I graded my other Mirror Realm or not, but it would go in the binder if I don't. Two, you know, cards that I think are iconic for Sorcery, so I'm happy to get my hands on more of those as well, and just keep collecting that. Now these are all cards that were pulled by me. Oh, not this, I didn't pull Curio. I actually graded my Curio. my Mirror Realm Curio. So the curio on this is that it's different card. The artwork is flipped, right? See this? You guys see the curio? Now BGS doesn't recognize it as a curio, but they graded it anyway, right? So this is the regular artwork. The curio has the Mirror Realm is flipped, which I just think is the coolest curio in the world. And so they don't judge it as a curio or anything, but it is a curio. This came back a 9 with 2 9/5, so barely missed the 9/5. I don't know if I'll resub these. Some of them feel like I should resub them. Maybe I just got a guy on a bad day. But we'll see. Eric's Curiosa. Let's see. This one came back a 9. Again, 2 9/5s. We just missed a 9/5 by 1 subgrade. Lots of damage on that case too. I don't know. What did we get? The centering was pretty rough on this batch. You can see a little centering issue there. But centering was pretty bad on this batch. Avatar of Air again came back a 9. Beautiful card, man. These alpha avatars still seeing so much interest on the secondary market. Surface of an 8/5 on this one, kind of weird. And then the stone. This is the iconic stone that was pulled on the channel. Came back a 9 with centering on an 8/5. This is the second one I've seen this week come back with centering. They're getting rough on the centering of these. Centering of 8/5. Other than that, it probably could have gotten a 9/5 because the corners and the surface pretty high. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of disappointing. You've got the curve on these, or the tilt, the alpha tilt on the thing. I don't know if maybe some graders see that and think it's a mistake versus some graders see it as part of the artwork. I don't know how that all works. I may try resubbing these. We'll see what happens. But this is the stone for y'all. I told you I would share it when I get it back. And here it is. This is the one that was pulled on the channel. Yeah, that's, is that everything? I guess that's long enough of a video for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoyed this idea of just going through. I love cards, man. I just love cardboard. I love the communities that it creates and the relationships around all of them that we've been able to build, and it's just really cool. I don't know, man. Like, I don't even right now feel like I have a favorite game that I'm collecting. Like, I was so excited to trade Pokemon cards this weekend, and it's really cool to get this stuff back. I've like finished my alpha set. We should have a video this week. I think I've got everything here now that's like my alpha set. And it's just cool. It's just fun. And so Magic, it's always been the entry ramp for me, and seeing this really old stuff, I love it. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. Let me know what you want to see more of, and we'll keep on going. Hopefully you have yourself a fantastic day. Remember that the people that you gather with are important, and that's the point of this whole thing. It's not just cards. Remember to be kind to those people, and we'll see you again next video.